Hey, it's the Chief Bonnie with Board Games and RPGs. We are back again with Twilight 2000 Season 2, The Orphans. So when we last left our group that is trying to get to Warsaw to get a pile of gold, they were stealing some kind of militia Toyota vehicle because they needed a spare wheel. They'd had a flat on theirs as they were trying to skirt Strayfelno. There was even some ammo inside, some food inside. They replaced the wheel, their spare basically, that had the bent rim, and they took all the other wheels off, anything they could, including a map, out of the vehicle. They're just going to leave this Toyota and siphoned off the 20% gas. They're going to leave it basically sitting in the woods or wherever they're at. They had a nice fortified position. They're still trying to skirt Strayfelno. Night was coming, and they put up a watch. They've driven by some citizens that were fleeing the town that looked like they had dysentery and everything else. We're assuming the Marauder group, that was probably some kind of outpost, would be hunting them because somebody dared steal their vehicle and shoot several of their men. But does anything happen during this night watch? 49, just barely. That's a yes. So then the question is, rather than go to the encounter cards, I'm going to go with the back of, I'm using the Mythic system for an action subject. What is it that happens in the night? We can roll up to 6 times on this. Basically, you're rolling once action subject, but you can do that 3 times. 70, an extravagance. That's not bad. So this is during the watch at night. 71. A representative. Okay, extravagance representative. That's not good. The truck, to me, is the extravagance. And a representative would be somebody from there looking to get it back. 94. Dispute. Yeah, that's what this is. Dispute. Let's see what it is, though. One more roll on this, and I think I've got it. 66, fears. Okay, so we know they're in a good spot because we found that out on the last episode. They were just in a really nice spot, well enough that they decided to go try to get a spare tire. In the middle of the night, whoever they have on watch, it's rotating through, starts picking up noises out in the wooded area. Enough that they alert everybody else to get ready. And with this, what I'm sure it is the Marauder group that had their little outpost out there notified whoever's like a larger controlling militant group from Strayfelno and said, hey, we got hit, half our guys killed, and they stole our truck. And that got the attention of whatever warlord, and they began to try to follow that path back. And I would assume they've got pretty good contacts in the area, enough that they run across those refugees or those people that were downtrodden, dysentery. Hey, yeah, we saw that vehicle. They drove right by. So they were able to go, okay, they went down that way. And it's kind of hard to hide when a vehicle leaves a road. So I would imagine somebody found it where it left the road. They tracked it. And to me, that means that, we've got a representative and the extravagance, dispute, and fears. I don't think there's going to be like a parlay in the middle of the night. But hearing the noises, the group also knows, well, we're not making a break in the middle of the night. Their vehicles are positioned in a way to, BTR facing one way, the Georgian armored car the other, kind of the vehicle, the Toyota in the middle. And so they get everything ready. If anyone tries to rush their position, our guys do have night vision. They'll take them out. But I don't think the Marauders would attempt to do that either. So our group not being, I think they can see, we've got company. Not only do they set and prep and make sure they're ready to go, I think with the night vision gear that our folks have, Krieg had a bunch of it. The Army had some. We're able to kind of spot that there is a militant group that is, off to one direction. And I'm trying to think, it just crossed my mind. I think Vladislav, McGiffin, and Krieg would be like, why don't we send the Polish kid, Casimir, send him out to talk to him, tell him we'll give them back their Toyota. Of course, they'll give it to them without any gas and no tires. Yeah, I think that's what they would do. Because their main deal is they still want to get out of there. I don't think the BTR and the Georgian armored truck, of course, if they got RPGs, they could still take some damage. But it would allow maybe some movement in the night as well to see who they're dealing with. I like this. Okay, so the decision's made, hey, let's have Casimir, he speaks Polish. We're not saying send them all the way out to where they are, but send them out a little bit where he can call out and talk to them. Let them know that we know they're there. In the meantime, we got enough operators here. Sanchez, probably not Krieg. Krieg's a terrible shot. They had another U.S. military guy. I can't remember. He's one of their M240 gunners with them. They're not really special forces, though. Sanchez would be closer. But Vladislav and Luka, again, might be willing to go out and at least get the lay of the land. And if there's a way to drive out of there at night, they probably would. Especially if they could set, some trip wires, some landmines, claymores behind, and just make their exit. Yeah, I like that. But they're going to want some intel. So, first things first, they're going to send Casimir out to try to, at a distance, do a little parlay. While that's going on, Afanya is going to kind of creep out and see what he can do recon-wise to maybe set up a couple claymores or to set up something that would allow, what, are we encircled? Or are they just over here? I would imagine there's an exit route, but you want to get that information from a recon. So first, we know that Luka rolls a 12 and a 10 when he does his recon. He's going to be doing that stealthily while Casimir goes out and draws a lot of attention. So first, is a recon successful? I've got a 1 and a 4. We're clearly going to push that. And so when you push it, Afanya will pick up a stress. But he's going to push it. It's by the way, you got the 1 on the 12-sided die. So we're going to re-roll the 10, see if the 3. All right, so as he comes back, he's 1 taking a stress, which tells me that there's quite the group out there. He wasn't actually able to navigate. He was thinking maybe we got 15, 20. It looks like they've got more like 50 folks. And he wasn't able to go out very far before he came back and said, hey, I think we're almost encircled here if we're not encircled. And it's like, crap. They still got a very defensible position, I think more than these guys are looking for. But it's not good. So now we're at, is Casimir able to do anything on a negotiation standpoint? Casimir. No command, no persuasion. He does have an empathy of 6. He is smart. So the question is he goes out there. I think he yells out in Polish. He still uses a tree as a little bit of cover. And I think he just says, can we talk? Seems like a no. But we'll go 50-50. Can we talk? God, I don't think it's that good. They killed 5 of their guys and stole their vehicle. I think it's very unlikely. 25% chance that they can talk. 19. Huh. I think someone there says, yes, but my patience is thin. There's a yell. You killed 5 of my better troops, and you stole from me. Unacceptable. But there is a talk. You sound like a boy. And I think Casimir says, a boy among men. You can take that as talking to them. He's with men. Whoever they're dealing with. Let's roll. I have a name sheet here. Where is it? Yes, give me a 6-sided die. A 6. High deck. And high deck is the leader. High deck. I've got leader, and then what is his personality? 1, 2, 3. Oh, like a high tech. High tech. Even to the point of like high intelligence. So high deck. The good thing is here he's smart. He does not want to. I don't think he's sure what he's dealing with. He hears the takedown was pretty rapid, and I would imagine the citizens reported that what they thought they saw was at least people dressed like Russian soldiers, and now he's got a Polish kid talking to him. I'm just thinking, what would our group be doing? We do have the 81mm mortar. That's probably the best thing we could do at this point in time, and I would imagine Afanya comes back and says, if we can't come to a resolution pretty quick with Casimir, we probably need to drop mortars pretty quick. I mean, these guys are pretty close. They'd be setting that mortar pretty high to drop down, but it's sight on. They know they've got a good defensive location, but our group's not looking to fight. What if the mortar was used as a barter? Oh, I like that better. So there's some parlay back and forth. And Casimir says, hey, we had vehicle problems. We'll leave you the vehicle. But we're not looking to stay. I would imagine McGiffin, who's more on the command side, kind of moves out to where Casimir is. Quite the risk, actually. But McGiffin has a command of and a persuasion. Well, let's use his persuasion B, his empathy A. That's a 12 and a 10-sided die. And he tells Casimir to translate what he's telling him. And he explains, we're moving through. We're not staying. We stripped the vehicle of its gas and its tires. But we'll leave you the vehicle, and we'll gift you an 81mm mortar and 4 crates of ammo. That's probably a damn good trade. They're going to get the vehicle back. They can go get more ammo, MREs, tires. They probably can't get an 81mm mortar. I like this. So let's see, is the persuasion good? Because the major has an A, which is a 12-sided B, and a 10-sided die, or sorry, a B is a 10-sided die. All right, is he able to persuade that type of trade? What about the dead guys? That would be the problem, I think. Maybe, I don't know. It does say Heideck is highly intelligent, high tech. I think he would want a mortar. Would that be worth the death of 5 of his henchmen? Ooh, 2 sixes. That's 2 successes. Well, Heidek's, yes, yeah, an 81 millimeter mortar, not easy to come by. And with that much ammo, I like it. But suspicious. He says, bring the mortar out, place it where you are, retreat back, we will inspect it. The problem would be ammo. You're not going to give them the ammo to shoot back at you. Okay, that's the deal. Yeah, I think McGiffin says, absolutely. I'll bring the mortar out. We'll load the 4 crates of ammo for it in your Toyota. And he tells him again, the Toyota's sitting on its frame. There's no tires on it. But the ammo will be in there. And I think Heidek is like, all right. I think he's thinking, boy, would he take that deal? Do you trust that they would have ammo for it? Or could he find ammo for it if they're lying? Well, I think maybe that's it. He tells them, I have enough men here. It would be very costly for me to engage in a fight with you. I have the feeling that that the situation would be in doubt. In other words, it would be quite the clash. I could hurt you, but you could hurt me. And McGiffin, through Casimir, says, I agree with you 100%. Simpatico. We stripped the tires. We're keeping the food and the ammo. We've taken the gas. I'll leave you the Toyota truck minus what we took with the 4 cases of 81 millimeter mortar in it. We will leave out. I want you to clear a path. We will move to the north. If you open the path and we can see you, we will move out. You can recover and you will have the ammo, your vehicle, and the mortar. And Heidek says, first, fall back. Let me see this mortar. It's brought up. Casimir and McGiffin fall back. Heidek sends like a couple runners up there. It's an exposed position. There sits the mortar broken down. So you got the tripod, the tube, and a base plate. Pretty heavy. And they take it back. It's in great condition. And I think the order goes out. Now, it doesn't mean they might not still try to pull something. Well, let's do this. I think it's a near sure thing that Heidek will take this deal. That 81 millimeter mortar with the 4 crates of ammo is probably something he could use. 90%, 39. He says, deal. But you have to leave this area. I will not allow people to kill mine, but I will take the trade. I think he's thinking the tires, the ammo, and the 5 troops for an 81 millimeter mortar. He'll pay that with the ammo. They do what they say. They leave the 4 crates, and I think night vision on, and again, Afania is going to go out. Afania is going to recon point to make sure we're not set up. Are they trying to set, tripwires or anything else? So Afania is going to go out and do a recon. Same die roll, 12 and a 10 on his die roll. If I remember Afania, yes, A, B. So the deal is made. They're going to be allowed to exit out. On the night vision, it looks like there's an opening made. Afania's scouting it on his own to see if it's true. Ooh, super success. So we have a 10 and an 8. That's 3 success. Now the question is, do they take that deal? I think we rolled and they said they would. I think Afanya is like on his radios, like, oh, they've cleared completely out of the north. It looks clear. He stays out on foot, and he says, let's bring the Toyota out first, and let's just do the Georgian armored vehicle and bring that BTR out last, because if they change their mind, we can hammer them with the bigger gun. They got like a 30 millimeter machine cannon on there. So we're pulling out in the middle of the night, minus the 81 millimeter mortar, the frame of the Toyota, and the 4 crates of 81 millimeter ammo. Are there any changes? We've got a great recon. It looks like no, but it doesn't mean there couldn't be some marauder that's pissed. So we're going to go with no way. 15% chance that Heidick honors the deal. 63, yeah. Deal's honored. I'm picturing it's like 3 in the morning. The decision is made, let's get out of here at night. We don't need anybody sniping at us or making it harder on us. We got to move out slow and easy, but we got what we came for. We don't need the mortar. It was just a bonus deal anyway. And they worked their way out of there. Afanya hanging back, pulling a beautiful recon as he's just moving and confirming that there's no lingering trap ambush that's being set. Radio communication all the way. I think the group gets probably a good mile away. Afanya moving on foot, kind of tailing and making sure nobody's trying to follow. The group comes to a halt. They let Afanya come up, defensive position. Afanya gets back with the vehicle, and now they decide we got to get out of here. And I don't think they're going to dilly-dally. Now, you can't drive real fast at night, but I think the decision is made looking at the map that they got out of the vehicle. Hey, we can go through this area, get onto a road, and I think still skirt the town, but it's going to take a good day, but we'll skirt the town, but we'll get on a road and get some distance and get north of this town of Strefelno. I like it. I think we got to do one random encounter. We're going to call it daylight. I'm going to minus off the 81 millimeter mortar. And what do we run across? 9 of heart. Join us or die. Wow. Let's see. So this is a road encounter. Well, we are on road. Marauders with AKMs and a pickup truck. Wow, this seems like the group we were messing with. They have a half tank. They do have a pintle-mounted heavy machine gun. It's a roadblock. They're not overtly hostile. There are questions about who we are, our gear. It talks on the card about, do we want to join their group? Well, clearly we're not doing that. We actually got them outgunned. But here's how this would play out. So we've decided to risk this outskirting road. We got to get around Strefelno. As we're coming around, we see a Toyota pickup truck. Odds, everybody's using them. It's got a heavy Russian machine gun on a pintle, on a mount, and they're guarding. But I think we've held together because of the danger. We're not using that Toyota as a point. We talked about everybody moving together, just trying to get out of town. I think the gig's up. Is jig? Gig. Either way, we're staying tight. So I think they covered the Toyota as it comes over, but then here comes the Georgian armored car. Here comes the BTR. There's a communication back and forth, and the Toyota slows as the BTR takes point. Of course, it's got a 30 millimeter cannon, comes to a stop. If the roadblock were to open now, they're not going to hit the truck. They would hit an armored car and have zero effect and get destroyed. Yeah. So I'm picturing a good 100 yards distant, well in range of both of these guns. But again, this 50 or this heavy machine gun's not going to do anything to the BTR. The group's looking to get moving, so they position themselves quickly to their advantage. I think the easy part of it is the turret on the BTR locks in. They show that it's movable, and it locks in on the Toyota. It could rip through and destroy this Toyota in no time flat. I don't think Vladislav wants to waste the rounds on it or put out that much noise unless absolutely necessary. I think as they're sitting there, they then inch forward, move up 10 yards and stop, making it clear they're going to move through. And I would imagine, would there be some kind of loudspeaker on a BTR? I would imagine there's something that you could communicate with. I don't know. If not, it's hard to yell over a diesel engine. 50-50, is there some kind of PA system on this thing? 96, no there's not. So then the question is, way back episode 1 of season 1, Krieg had flags for all different kinds of nations. And he put an American flag out when an Apache was kind of bearing down on him. I think he pulls out a Polish flag. And he raises it up either on whatever antenna or a stick or however he displays it, even if it was just flying in the wind. Krieg decides to fly the Polish flag. The threat is there. The Polish part of it is there. I think the decision to make this die roll even better is it's decided to kill the diesel engines and to see if Casimir can yell out in some Polish, "We're just wanting to move through, comrades." Comrades? Friends. I think this is likely very effective. 75 or less, this vehicle is going to retreat. They'll get wasted if they fire, but let's see. 3. 15 or less was a strong yes. I think that's all they need. Polish voice, Polish flag, 30 millimeter cannon that can just rip through and destroy. It could be a bluff. Maybe they don't have the ammo. We do have the ammo. The truck wouldn't last, and they can't harm a BTR with a heavy machine gun. I think Casimir even yells out, "Just move off, friends, just move off." And you see the vehicle start driving away, the machine gun kind of covering, and clear out of that general area. Yeah, that is what would happen. We then successfully clear the outskirts. We're back on I-15 or Highway 15. The next stop is going to be Zinevkovo. Zinevkovo will be the next town we're headed to. We got to get through that, and then we'll be getting close to Turin and the Vistula River. But we're going to have one more city we got to bypass and see. All right. We lost the 81 millimeter mortar. Heck of a trade, though, I think. They're probably thinking that's a better trade than 4 tires and some ammo and some food and some gas. So I think that would have made them happy. I'm not just hedging that in our group. That would have been like an 81 millimeter mortar, yeah, and the ammo. The 5 dead would have been the issue, but they're not looking to have 25 dead out of 50 in their group. Who knows? Maybe they win, but they wouldn't come out of it, nor would we come out of it unhurt. And we don't care. We're just trying to get to Warsaw. All right, that rings true. That rings good. I think recon and networking and communicating our way out is good. Good. If you're enjoying this, we're getting closer and closer to the Vistula, at which point we're going to try to use a armored tugboat and use that to get into Warsaw, where Krieg says he knows there's some gold. We didn't get to use Krieg this whole time, has that thumb screw deal. I'm going to keep that in place. He's looking to find out anybody's weird pleasures, perversions, whatever's going on. He wants to use it to his advantage. I didn't see any there. All right, Chief, bonding with board games and RPGs. Thanks for tuning in. See ya. Bye.